Welcome back, Waynesider fans, to a story that's left the WWE Universe reeling in disbelief and sorrow. Tonight, we dive into the heart-wrenching moment when Bianca Belair, the est of WWE, said goodbye, leaving the locker room in tears. This isn't just a farewell, it's a saga of power, pressure, and a betrayal so raw it's shaken the very soul of wrestling. Join us as we unravel the emotional history, the silent resentments, and a moment that's changed the game forever. Bianca Belair's journey in WWE has been nothing short of extraordinary. From her days in NXT to main eventing WrestleMania, she's embodied strength, grace, and resilience. Her braid, her smile, her unmatched athleticism, they've made her a beacon for fans and a trailblazer for women's wrestling. But behind the est persona is a woman, Bianca Crawford, who's carried the weight of expectations, not just from fans but from a company that saw her as its future. The pressure on Bianca has been immense. As one of WWE's top stars, she's been a role model, a champion, and a symbol of progress in a business with a complicated history. Every match, every promo, every appearance was a chance to prove she belonged at the top. But that spotlight came with a cost. Sources say Bianca often stayed late after shows, mentoring younger talent, even as the grind of the road wore her down. Her smile hid the exhaustion, but those close to her saw the toll. Please like, share and subscribe for more WWE content. Backstage, the women's division has been a battleground of ambition and unspoken rivalries. Stars like Becky Lynch, Rhea Ripley, and Charlotte Flair have all vied for the top spot, their respect for each other tinged with competition. Bianca, often seen as the golden child of Triple H's new era, faced silent resentment from some who felt her push came at their expense. The whispers were subtle, comments about chosen ones, glances and catering, but they built a tension that simmered beneath the surface. Bianca's husband, Montez Ford, and his Street Profits partner, Angelo Dawkins, added another layer to her story. The couple's love has been a fan favorite, their chemistry lighting up social media. But Montez's own career, often overshadowed by Bianca's meteoric rise, created a quiet strain. Insiders say he's been nothing but supportive, but the pressure of being Bianca's husband in WWE's narrative weighed on him. The Street Profits' struggles to reclaim tag team glory only deepened the unspoken tension. The locker room dynamic was complex. Bianca's work ethic earned her respect, but her rapid ascent sparked envy in some corners. Veterans admired her hustle but questioned if she'd paid her dues. Younger talents, like Tiffany Stratton, saw her as untouchable, a standard they couldn't meet. Bianca, ever the professional, kept her head down, but those close to her say she felt the weight of every side eye, every whispered doubt. The pressure to be perfect was suffocating. Triple H's vision for WWE leaned heavily on Bianca. He saw her as the face of a new generation, a star who could carry the company into the future. But that faith came with expectations, main events, media tours, community outreach. Bianca delivered, but at a cost. Friends say she confided in them about sleepless nights, worrying she couldn't live up to the hype. The pedestal WWE placed her on was high, and the fall was always looming. The emotional history of Bianca's journey is one of triumph and sacrifice. She broke barriers as a black woman in wrestling, inspiring fans who saw themselves in her. But every milestone, her Royal Rumble win, her WrestleMania moment, came with the burden of representation. She carried the hopes of a community, a responsibility she embraced but never took lightly. That weight, combined with the backstage politics, created a storm she couldn't outrun. The tension built slowly, like a knot tightening in the chest. Bianca's matches were still electric, her promos still captivating, but those closest to her noticed a change. She was quieter in the locker room, her laughter less frequent. Montez, always her biggest cheerleader, was seen hovering closer, his protectiveness a sign that something was wrong. The WWE machine kept moving, but Bianca was struggling to keep pace. Halfway through this saga, the storm broke. During a live Raw, Bianca was in the ring, facing off against Liv Morgan in a title contender match. The crowd was behind her, chanting, "Est," as she powered through. Then, chaos erupted. A group of masked figures stormed the ring, targeting Bianca in a brutal, unscripted attack. The assault was relentless, steel chairs, stomps, a vicious slam that left her motionless. The crowd fell silent, the air sucked out of the arena as referees scrambled to stop it. The attackers vanished into the crowd, leaving Bianca bloodied and broken. Medical staff rushed to her side, and Montez sprinted from backstage, his face a mask of panic. The broadcast cut to commercial, but the image lingered, Bianca, the unstoppable force, reduced to a victim. Backstage, the locker room erupted in chaos, with wrestlers demanding answers. Triple H, visibly shaken, ordered an immediate investigation, but the damage was done. The revelation came hours later, whispered in hushed tones. The attack was orchestrated by someone within WWE. No names were confirmed, but rumors pointed to a faction of disgruntled talents, possibly backed by a higher-up with a grudge. The betrayal cut deep, not just for Bianca, but for the entire locker room. This wasn't a storyline, it was personal, a violation of the unspoken code that binds wrestlers together. Bianca's goodbye came the next night on SmackDown. In a tearful promo, she stood in the ring, her arm in a sling, her voice trembling. She spoke of her love for WWE, her gratitude for the fans, but said she needed time to heal, to reflect, to protect her family. The crowd chanted her name, tears streaming down faces in the stands. Backstage, wrestlers like Sasha Banks and Bayley were seen wiping their eyes, their bond with Bianca stronger than any rivalry. The emotional aftermath was a tidal wave. Montez, usually vibrant, was inconsolable, his anger at the attackers matched only by his grief for his wife's pain. The Street Profits' future is uncertain, with Dawkins caught between supporting his partner and chasing his own dreams. The women's division feels hollow without Bianca, her absence a gaping wound. Rhea Ripley, despite her tough exterior, posted a tribute online, calling Bianca the realist. Backstage whispers paint a dark picture. Some point fingers at jealous rivals, others at corporate politics. There's talk of a power struggle, with Bianca's push seen as a threat to established stars. Triple H's investigation has yielded no public results, but sources say he's furious, vowing to root out those responsible. The idea that someone within WWE could orchestrate such an attack has shattered trust, leaving the locker room on edge. The fans are heartbroken. Social media is flooded with #ComebackBianca, alongside calls for justice. At live events, signs honoring the the crowd, a testament to her impact. Fans who saw her as a symbol of strength now grapple with her vulnerability, a reminder that even the toughest heroes can be broken. The WWE Universe feels betrayed, not just by the attackers but by a system that failed to protect one of its brightest stars. Bianca's family, both blood and chosen, is reeling. Her parents, who've cheered her from the sidelines, are said to be devastated, urging her to step away for good. Montez, torn between rage and love, has vowed to find those responsible, his loyalty to Bianca unwavering. The wrestling community, from NXT rookies to indie stars, has rallied around her, sending messages of support that highlight her influence beyond WWE's walls. The legacy of the Est is at a crossroads. Bianca's contributions, her matches, her representation, her heart, have reshaped women's wrestling. But this attack threatens to overshadow her triumphs, casting a shadow over her future. Will she return, braid swinging, to reclaim her throne? Or will this be the moment that defines her departure, a painful end to a historic run? The emotional toll is still unfolding. The locker room, once a family, now feels fractured. Wrestlers are questioning who they can trust, their camaraderie strained by suspicion. Triple H, caught between his role as leader and his bond with Bianca, faces pressure to act decisively. The attack wasn't just on her, it was on the values WWE claims to uphold: respect, honor, resilience. The whispers of betrayal linger. Was it envy, power, or something deeper? The attacker's motives remain unclear, but their actions have left scars. Bianca's goodbye wasn't just a pause, it was a cry for justice, a plea for the industry to do better. The women's division, built on the backs of pioneers like her, now faces a reckoning. Can it move forward without losing its soul?